All right, last page, page 5 of 5 for the review for Unit 3, Test 4. Let's see, number 21. An object is thrown upward at a speed of 137 feet per second by a machine from the height of 11. That's the start height of the machine. So that projectile comes out from 11 feet off the ground. And it wants to know when it's going to be 125 feet off the ground. So obviously there's a max height, but it's not asking that. Okay, so that means h is 215. That's the given. So we need to write that here for h. 137t plus 11. And probably going to be doing the quadratic equation, so we need a 0 on one side, so we need to move that 215 over here and get 0 equals 137t minus what, 205? Okay, so that means A is negative 16, B is 137, and C is 205 because of the height they gave us. Okay, so T is going to equal negative 137. That's the opposite B, plus or minus square root of 137 squared minus 4. A, oops, that's 16, minus 16, and C, which is 20, oops, wait, 205. 204. That makes more sense, and it's negative, on the last page, getting tired. Okay. Keep focus. 2 times negative 16, right? So T equals negative 137 plus or minus. What is all of that together? According to when I did it before, it's that. So make sure you're multiplying, following your orders of operation. If you can't read that, that's a negative 204. Okay, and then this is 32. Okay, if you're not getting these numbers, it's really important you get help with that, because that's the important part. And so T equals negative 137 plus square root of 5713 over negative 32. Put that all in your calculator. Put this in there first. Get an answer and divide it by 32. Negative 32. You're going to get approximately, doesn't have any rounding instructions. Let's just do 2 decimal places. This is a time, so this is seconds. It's a projectile. If it leaves the ground at 11 feet, if it shoots out at 11 feet, it is definitely going up to some large number, and 215 is where it's going to pass. And if you have another one, 37 minus 5713 over negative 32, this one comes out to 6.64 seconds. So this one's going up, and this is where it's coming back down. Okay, if you get 2 positive numbers, you need both of them for the answers. If you can kind of picture it, it's a projectile. It's going to go up and back down, and somewhere in here, it's going to hit at 1 and almost 2 seconds, it's going to hit here, and then off of 6 seconds, it's going to hit there. Okay, so 2 times it's going to be at 215 feet. So you need both times, all right? But then eventually it's going to reach the ground here. So let's find that time. So 0. Ground is code for give me an h of 0. Okay, so negative 16t squared plus 137t plus 11. I'm solving for the time it takes to get to the height of 0. as in it has no height. And it left, it wasn't on the ground. So we're not going to be concerned whatever the negative time would be, only when it gets a positive time to the ground. And we know it's going to be more than 6.64 seconds, right, to get back to the ground. So that's just an idea of how to tell if we're right or wrong with our answers. So let's try the quadratic formula. So this is going to be negative 137 plus or minus square root of 137 squared minus 4 times negative 16 times 11 over 216. So I did this before and I got 137 plus or minus 19473, a big number, over negative 32. All right, so I expect to get one answer I can't use in the negatives, and then I expect to get a number bigger than 6. So t equals negative 137 plus 7. And this is a big number plus over a negative number, so this is probably going to be the leftover negative that I don't want. Okay, and then so what I do want is the 137 minus this big number. Remember, we're putting this in our calculator and then dividing by 32. So make sure you're getting all these signs right to come up with approximately 8.64 seconds. Okay, just one time for that. All right, another projectile on this page. The height of the projectile is given by this problem. So, and then it's launched. It's not quite on the ground when it's launched. It's about almost a little under 2 feet off the ground when it's launched. And we're expecting decimals. And we want to sketch what this is going to look like. So if we're shooting something up, it's going to have a maximum height. It's going to come back down. I'll do the drawing at the end. Let's see what it's going to look like. So let's find our vertex first. So we need the time. It asks for the maximum. That's code for get the vertex formula out. Okay. So in this equation, it's the t we're talking about. So let's see, b is 87, so negative 87 over 2 times negative 16, negative 87 over negative 32. Go ahead and put that in the calculator. You're going to get approximately 2.719 seconds to reach maximum height. Okay, what is that maximum height? What is the h for 2.719 seconds? Negative 16 times 2.719 squared plus 87 times 2.719 plus 1.9. Don't forget to do that first, then multiply by the 16, and you should get the h of this amount of time. It should arrive at 120.166 feet. Okay, so that's the vertex. Is the seconds, and then the feet. Oops. Okay, that's the vertex. Then what else does it want to know? When will it be 20 feet above the ground? Well, it goes all the way up to 120 feet, and it gets shot at 1.9 feet off the ground. So we expect there to be two numbers. It'll be at, this is going to go up and back down. So we expect it to hit at 20 feet twice. Okay. That's the vertex. It got shot, I will do this. It got shot off the ground. This is not going to be perfect. This got shot off the ground at 1.9. That's that that dot there. That's the y-intercept, right? 0 for, that's a y. Okay, this is the x-intercept here. So right now it's asking me that, actually D is going to ask me that one. C is asking me this one, and this was A and B, okay? This one says it's 20 feet. When will it be 20 feet? The 20 feet part is the y part, right? The when, the t part, when is it going to be at both times? Well, look at this. This is seconds, and this is, let's go with feet. I was going to write height, but let's go with feet, okay? So if it takes it's not quite 3 seconds to go up to the max height, then we expect one of our numbers to be between 0 and 2.7. So we expect it to be around 2, and we expect another one, 20 feet, 120. Well, it's probably not up that far, but it's over 0 and under 2.7. And on the other side, it's going to be between 2.7 and whatever we find when it gets all the way to the ground. So let's see if all this works out. All right, so this one says 20 feet, so that means H is 20. H is 20, put it in there. And this is the rest of the problem, and we're solving for T. That means I need a 0 on one side. Negative 16t squared plus 87t. That was a negative. No, it wasn't a negative. That was a positive. That is a negative, so this is going to be negative 18.1. Okay, so quadratic formula, negative 87, opposite b, over 87 squared minus 4 times 16, negative, watch all your signs here. Lots of negatives. 3 negatives make a negative, plus a very big number over here, so it'll probably overcome that. Let's see. Negative 16, and that was a 2. All right, so T equals negative 87 plus or minus all of this, I believe, comes out to this number, because I did this before. It'll take too long here. All right, so T equals negative 87 plus square root of 64106 over negative 32. That comes out to 0.217 seconds. That must be this one. Got some room here. 0.217. This thing's traveling fast, huh? Because at 0 seconds, it was only at 1.9 feet, and at 0.2 seconds, it's at 20 feet, so it's going fast. It is a projectile. It's probably shot right out of something. So it goes pretty darn fast. And let's see, when it's coming down, that is between 0 and 2.7, so we're good. Let's find the other one. Oops. All right, this one comes out, if you crunch it out right, to approximately, I should be putting approximately 5.221. 5.221. That makes sense. At 0 time it starts, it goes up all the way to max at 2.7 and then comes back down. So 5 seconds later it's over here. So those are the 2 seconds you need for the answer to that one. And then when does it hit the ground? It better hit the ground after 5, or I did something wrong somewhere, after 5 seconds. So hopefully this last number is going to come out a bigger number, but it is traveling very fast. So as long as it's bigger than 5.221, we're good. So when will it hit the ground? That's code for H is 0. Put a 0 in there. That's the height we're looking for, is 0 height, 0 feet. All right, So t equals negative 87 plus or minus square root of 87 squared. 4 times negative 16, 1.9, negative 32, right? 2 times negative, 2 times negative 16 is negative 32. All right, so this is going to be t equals negative 87 plus, this comes out to 76906 and negative 32. Now, do we expect two numbers? Yes, we do. Right here is going to be the number we don't want, and this is the number we do want. So this one is going to come out to a negative something, just barely. And you can't have a negative second, so I don't want that one. I want the one that's full on negative all the way. All right. Put all that in your calculator, get the answer, and then divide by 32. This is going to give me 5.459 seconds, which is bigger than that. So this thing is really traveling pretty fast. That's the one I want for that one. Okay?